back here on the Regional Radio Sports Network. It's the 30th annual RRSN IFD Northern Indiana Football Kickoff Classic show here from Beef O'Brady's in Granger. We're joined by head coach for the South Bend St. Joe Indians, Ben Downey. Coach, first and foremost, thanks for being here. Of course, technically, we would say it's your first season, but it's not. It's actually your seventh season, but your first since 2015. And in that first go-around that you had for your first couple seasons, didn't have a losing record in your first go-around. So just tell us what it's like to be back to help lead the Indians and try to turn things around here for this football program.
Yeah, I tell you what, in some aspects, it feels like the first time again because so many things are different. But in other aspects, it does feel like it's a very similar situation. So at times, I've been relieved with anything that feels kind of comfortable. And at other times, it's been a little overwhelming as I adjust to some of the newer things.
So a very interesting situation. Not only is it a new coach, at least in the sense of that these players haven't seen for a while, but also you got a new player, and not just any player, a primetime 25 guy in Day McCullough. So just tell us a little bit about what that's been like. You know, you're back for another go-around, and Day is here for his last year of eligibility for high school football. So just tell us what Day has been like to work with and how he's been transitioning going from all the way down in Bloomington up here to South Bend.
Yeah, it's been quite a transition. You know, initially we got to see him perform in a 7-on-7 at Ball State, and he was on that day, and it was really special. He was making, some of the more exciting plays I've ever seen made, and he was doing it pretty darn consistently. And it just so happened that there was a ripple effect, and receivers around him started stepping up and making really big plays. So, as a coach, it's exciting to know that you have a guy that can be such a difference maker. But you mentioned the word transitioning, and I think folks need to keep in mind just what type of transition this is. I mean, this isn't the college situation where players are a little bit older and, transferring so normal and they communicate with people so much before they transfer. Like, we're talking about a high school senior who on short notice had to, move to a new city with new teammates and new coaches and a new scheme and, new classmates and, just a different type of school. So he has quite a bit of transitioning to do, and he's working at it, he's grinding at it, but I think we all need to keep in mind we still have a high school senior here, and so we need to give him a little bit of time to just be a normal senior.
Absolutely. And I think one other player to keep an eye on is, of course, junior quarterback Alex Ortiz, and that's going to be great to have him to work with. And, only a junior, so he's still going to transition with having Day out there and then, of course, a brand new scheme. But tell us a little bit about what Alex brings that helps you out as a coach, and especially as you guys get ready here for Lakeland next week.
Well, Alex brings quite a bit to the table. I mean, if you're just talking physical attributes, he's an accurate passer and he has blazing speed and can cut on a dime. So physically speaking, that's pretty unique. But then you also have the mental aspect, and he's really, really successful in the classroom and takes, honors classes, and he excels in the classroom, and that intelligence is more than just classroom intelligence. You can clearly see he understands not just, what we're trying to do on the football field, but why we're doing it. And he's able to explain it to others. And then probably the most, important feature is his leadership skills. So, it's not always easy to be a leader and try to corral folks and get on the ball and run a certain play again, or, be firm when you need to be and be supportive when you need to be. And he seems to really have a pretty natural ability to do those things pretty darn well.
And then finally, Coach, even again, as we talked about, and that's the big story here, is that it is another go-round, and it kind of feels like it's back for the first time. But by the end of this season, regardless of the wins or losses, what's the biggest thing that you want your players to learn that will apply to them, not only for the rest of their high school careers, but even afterwards once they graduate from South Bend St. Joe?
So everything the program is built on is for these players to be successful when they're done with football, done with high school, just later in life. So we really focus on building strong relationships. The coaching staff, they're doing a heck of a lot more than just trying to get these guys to step with a certain foot or, do something physical on the field. They're building strong relationships that should be the type of relationships that last, a long time, a lifetime, hopefully. But in addition to that, we really put an emphasis on leadership. I believe there's a lack of leadership, worldwide right now. It's hard to find really good leaders. And so we're doing our part here at St. Joe to really just emphasize that and try to train these young men to be good leaders, because we know that it will help them later in life, but it'll also, help the world and help their communities. And then finally, we talk about having a dog mentality. You hear that phrase quite a bit with college athletes and especially pro athletes, but pretty much the way we see it, if you have a dog mentality, you compete as hard as you possibly can, no matter the score, no matter the situation, and you just don't have any quit in you, and you're always going 110%. So, we believe that if we develop these strong relationships, and if these young men become good leaders who have dog mentalities, the sky's the limit for them for the rest of their lives.
Once again, that's Ben Downey, the head coach for the South Bend St. Joseph Indians. Coach, thank you very much for your time, and welcome back, and best of luck in the 2022 season.
Thank you.